Guys of a Certain Age is brought to you by no one. Absolutely no one. Except these dudes walking down memory lane. Now let's head to the studio to see what they misremember next.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird. It's three plain guys. It's Guys of a Certain Age podcast. Robbie Koblenz in studio alongside
Art Shirley
and Jay Reed.
That was almost Superman.
That's what I was going for.
As we record this Superman, I think you could have watched it last night in some markets. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah. Maybe tonight. I think it opens wide tomorrow as we record.
Well, I had a friend who watched it last night in Dallas.
11th, right?
Well, they say the 11th, but then they say...
then usually it's the 10th. But
yeah.
I mean, some people are selling tickets for the 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it does, you're right.
Well, I do sometimes the night
official
before.
opening is the 11th, which is Friday.
So have you guys read any of the preview reviews?
I've seen some of it. Yeah, it looks like it's doing pretty good.
Pretty positive.
I read just a little bit about people were complaining about the politics of it. But aside from that, I haven't seen anything.
I don't think there's any politics. Yeah. I think, Sean Gunn just
that's
said...
That's not the kind of thing that I'm concerned about.
No, Sean Gunn
commented too.
Sean commented and said, we're immigrants, blah, blah, blah. If you don't like this, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Actually, I think if we had anybody from another world, anybody would claim it. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I love what James Gunn said, that we don't ever need to see Batman with pearls. We don't see a kid crash landing from Krypton, and there was one other origin I forgot he had.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
We don't need to see him bit by bit. And what the Batman with pearls, by the way, is his mother who gets shot and her pearl necklace breaks. Where he's not wearing pearls now with the utility.
It took me a second to go there, but yeah.
But wasn't that a Frank Miller? Didn't he incorporate the pearls, or was that something that
I remember year one had it.
Yeah,
Frank Miller which would be Frank Miller.
Yeah.
It seems like Timothy Burton had it, but that would have been after Frank Miller.
I
did
don't
it, right?
remember Batman, the origin story. I mean, he's always going to see Zorro.
Yeah, right.
So, but I don't. The pearls I remember from year
that was
one.
a later thing. I think you're right about that. I mean, it certainly is not in the original, thing.
The original origin of Batman.
Original origin.
So,
yeah.
All right,
I agree with that idea. By the way.
There you go. Okay. All right, let's jump into Geeks. Who wants to go first?
Hey, how about I go first this time?
Okay. Gosh, okay.
Dune 3, a.k.a. Dune Messiah, has gone into production now. The film is being directed by Denis Villeneuve. And stars Timothée Chalamet.
Remind me to.
That's the only reason I have that as my geek. So
remind me to, Clorox that mic,
So production, that means they're doing like set design, costume design, that kind of stuff. It's not principal photography yet.
Not yet, but I mean, they're probably pretty close.
And then, at this point. It's not pre-production.
With Amazon telling Denis Villeneuve, we want a new James Bond as soon as possible.
He's going to, push this through.
Because if you recall, I'm going to call him Dennis. Dennis said he wasn't interested in doing a third Dune.
Yeah.
He was kind of done with it. And then Dune 2.
Dennis done with Dune.
DDD. So,
Dune, Dennis, done.
Why do I feel like we're in a remake of Tropic Thunder all of a sudden? So just a dude trying to play a dude. It's playing a dude. Boy, Tropic Thunder. Rewatched it, just so
really
un-PC, but so hilarious. And Les Grossman. We talked about that, didn't we, on a podcast?
Tom Cruise.
Character.
Yeah.
There's a discussion of a Les Grossman movie.
Yeah.
Follow up to Tropic Thunder. Yeah. Anyway. I can't say that.
You
could have said it 15 years ago, but you can't say it now. Yeah. So anyway, so
that's the extent of my geek at this point.
Well, I thought it was interesting that it's no longer titled Dune Messiah, but it's Dune 3.
It is? Okay. I saw that, and I thought they were just calling it that so we'd know. No, it's actually taken,
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
does it take place sequentially after 2, or is it?
It does about 10 to 15 years later.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually. So it's a pretty big time jump. So it's going to be curious to see what they do with Timothée
Chalamet.
Yeah. So, are you going to age him up? Are you going to age Zendaya up? I mean, anyway, it's going to be pretty interesting. So, we'll see what happens.
I think they can do it.
I think they can do it too.
Yep.
If they can,
and I guess everybody's
rebuild a man
returning. I haven't seen no one's stepping out. I mean, some people were killed, obviously, but
or were they?
Or were they? Oh,
yeah, that's right. So if you read the book, you might know that Duncan Idaho comes back.
He does.
Yeah, along with Cyborg.
What?
I thought you read Dune Messiah.
I never got to do Messiah.
Yeah.
Is that the second book or the third book?
Second Children
book.
of Dune. The Children of Dune. Children of Dune. That's hard. I mean, that's Jay. He's Children of Dune. That Dune, Jay. So, but anyway. All right.
Okay, Jay.
Okay, I have movie news too. There's a group called Fathom Events. Y'all probably seen.
Yeah,
They've
very
done some
familiar.
stuff. And they're doing a original Spider-Man trilogy not reboot, but they're going to put them back in the theaters this fall, the last weekend of September. And of course, who knows if the theater near us will be involved.
These are the Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
I think it's the last weekend in September and the first weekend in October. So subsequent weekends they'll play one night, one the next.
Probably in Tupelo for us.
Yeah, could be.
They'll do Phantom Screams.
So,
are they going to lock the doors before Spider-Man 3 so you can't get out? No dancing. Sorry.
But the Spider-Man 2 is going to be an extended cut. 2.1 they're calling it. It's 4K and blah, blah, blah. Or maybe all of them will be. But anyway, it's got more scenes, supposedly more dialogue, more fight scenes with Doc Ock. That's pretty much what I read. So, yeah.
To me, Spider-Man 2 still holds up.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It may be the best overall superhero movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while.
I still go with Superman 78, but
I ordered
that's just me.
A DVD not recently that had, not recently that had, I think, all three of them on it. So I've got them owned now. But
the train scene in Spider-Man 2 specifically is just
very
great.
good. And Doc Ock, the way they...
as a tragic Shakespearean hero,
really
it's
good.
great. Mm-hmm. I really, really like Doc Ock. I like Melina too. So
yeah.
And what I was reading, they said that a lot of people panned the third one, but in recent years it had gotten a little bit more credibility. So I haven't watched any of them in a long time.
Kind of like Garfield Spider-Man has. Andrew Garfield, not the cat.
I was thinking,
did I miss one?
I hate Mondays.
But I love lasagna.
That's right.
So your friendly neighborhood Italian Spider-Man, I guess. So, but yeah,
Otis, is that the dog?
Yeah, I got Otis.
That'd be his arch villain.
Yeah, almost like Superman.
Doc Otis.
Otis.
Otis from Superman. Yeah,
Miss Chessmacher. So there's no Miss Chessmacher in the Gun Superman, is there?
Yeah, there is.
Seriously?
Yes.
Wait, I thought that was a character they made up.
It was, but I think she's in it.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's right. Maybe I'm thinking about Cat Grant instead.
Cat Grant's in it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, cool. Well, my geek of the week is, let me just tell you this. If you guys, did either one of you guys watch season 1 of Sandman on Netflix?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
All right. Season 2 has dropped.
Oh, it has
really?
dropped.
No, I didn't know that.
This is the final because of issues with Neil Gaiman and his stuff has fallen out of favor somewhat.
Yes.
I'm almost through season 2. It is phenomenal. And for my money, it may be the best long-form adaptation of a comic property ever.
Okay.
So it's great. So I just can't recommend it highly enough. Maybe we can do a recap down the road. But, on the heels of our Last Is Us season 2 with our good friend Jonah, our episode last week, Naughty Dogs, which is the studio that put out Last of Us, the game, they've done a remastered version of Last of Us Part 2. And so remember how Jonah talked about how you play through in Abby's eye, in Ellie's eyes for the first part of the game, and then you get that climactic moment we talked about last week, then it resets back 3 days, and you're back to Abby. Now, that was kind of the big twist for Last of Us season 2 Last of Us 2 when you're playing it. Now the studio said, "Oh, okay, you can do a linear progression where you can go back and forth between the viewpoints." And folks are kind of like, "No, I don't think I like that as much."
Yeah.
But now instead of going all the way through and
but
having
you have
that
a choice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
choice is good.
I think choice is good for the most part. So, but it's creating a little controversy, and I would love to know Jonah's point on that. So maybe we could have a sidebar with Jonah at some point.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of fun.
Bring it back.
Yeah, since he's our Last of Us expert, right?
Yeah.
Subject expert.
He and my mother, yeah.
Maybe we
She
should
hasn't
get-
played the game. That's her downfall.
yeah.
That's her.
That's her
That's her downfall.
That's her lack of.
Mrs.
in
Reed.
this arena.
In this arena,
Yeah.
Mrs. Reed, that's your downfall. That's your kryptonite. You haven't played the game. So, all right. I think it's now we're going to revisit. It's time for
Jay's Regrettable Segment. Yes, Jay's Regrettable Segment brought to you by University Parking. Yes, you too can pay for the privilege of going to work and have a parking place. This year, with now offering less spaces for the same amount of money. But wait, there's less. If there's an event, you may have to pay a ticket on top of that price. Yes, University Parking, taking care of what matters, and it's not you. Here's Jay with Jay's Regrettable Segment.
Are we going to have to edit that out later? Hard just did a mic drop and walked out. My wife was in queue for parking today as well, so like everybody else.
In it for an hour.
What was your number?
Gosh, I can't remember now. It was like 1,800 and something.
She was in the 1800s.
Yeah.
No. She was 900. David, oldest son, was in the 1800s.
Yeah, okay. And like one guy, sorry, Jay, we're stepping on your regrettable segment. One guy came in, started a little before 8, which apparently we weren't supposed to be able to do, but people were doing it. He had it, and he still had an hour wait. And then coworker in the same suite came in at 8, was done in 15 minutes. So he goes, "How did you come in after me?" It's just the way it goes.
Did you get your preferred spot?
Yes,
Preferred lot?
I did get my preferred spot. Yes.
Yeah.
My preferred lot. You
Your
don't get a
preferred
spot,
lot, which
yeah.
you have to share with students now.
Have to share with students, and also anytime there's an event like a ball game or whatever, they give those spots away. They're not guaranteed.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
I stand by my earlier statement.
Good grief. Okay, you should.
I think they should.
And I
start.
will claim that AI produced this spot. Yeah.
No, because we saw him do it, right?
Oh, who are you people?
I mean, I guess that's the same at almost every university. You
Yeah,
have
it
to
is.
pay for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, paying. I don't mind paying. I just don't mind. What I mind is the idea that if I come to work and there's an event going on and they've given my spots away, they said they're only selling a designated amount of spots. They're just selling what the lot will hold. Well, we may have 100 people come to a conference in the adjoining building, and we're going to lose our parking places. So if we get there, if we go to lunch and come back, all of a sudden there's no place,
It's wrong. It's just wrong.
Well, and those who work part-time have to pay the same
Yes,
amount.
that's right. Yeah.
For a parking space, even though they're only there for,
Yes.
half time, 25, 30 hours a week, something like that.
Yeah,
So
at some point in the past, if you worked there, you got a parking pass, right?
that's been a long time ago.
Well-
You've always had to pay for parking, I think, since
I think it was
Bonnie's
like $25 when Bonnie started.
Yeah, $25. which is
25 years
reasonable.
ago, 20 years ago.
I was
I'm
when
not gonna
dad
out
was
my
there, I
wife's
don't remember
age.
I just,
paying.
okay, wait.
Yeah.
I just don't remember my dad paying.
Oh, I'm sure he
there.
didn't. But I mean, your dad been retired for
25 years.
Yeah. I'm sure it was initially not a paid thing.
Yeah. Mid 90s you had to pay. Well, heck, health coverage between legacy employees and new employees. There's a whole difference there.
Sure.
Anyway, all right. So
Okay, well.
that was a regrettable in all of its own right.
And this has been Jay's regret. Oh, sorry.
Is that redeemable?
Yeah, it's redeemable.
Okay. All right. Well, today, we only have like 6 left after this, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, it'll probably take us a year to get through them, but
Are you going to be able to do it?
My voice is leaving me today. Am I going to be able to do it?
Yeah, with your voice.
I think I can manage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to manage. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to plow through. So this guy's name is Phoenix the Protector.
Ah,
Not to be confused with Marvel's Phoenix.
right.
Who killed Cyborg?
Which I think is the reason the Protector is tagged on after his name, because that came later. But we'll
Okay.
get to that in a minute. Phoenix was created by Jeff Rovin and Sal Amendola. Do you know these guys? I don't know these guys.
The second one sounded familiar.
Well, you want it to sound familiar. It's just a cool name.
Yeah, that's right.
Sal Amendola. Yeah, Phoenix #1 was when it debuted in Atlas Comics of January 1975. So it takes place in the future, 1977.
Okay.
2 years in the future.
Yes.
There was
And there were flying cars.
a space station called the Threshold 1. It had a disaster of some sort. They were not made aware of. Emergency evacuation escape pod crashes in the Arctic. One guy survives. His name is Ed Tyler. He's basically lying there freezing on the ice, but he's noticed by, and I don't know how to say this, DEIEI, the DEI or DI. We're just going to say DEI.
What is it now? DEAI?
DEIEI. So like kind of Deus, like deity, but 2 EIs. So DEI, a race of all-powerful aliens. They rescue him, and they say, hey, look, we're the ones that are responsible for mankind.
Yeah.
And we're not really happy with how things have gone, so we're about to destroy mankind. Just thought we'd let you know. Humanity's too violent, they're too flawed, they're destroying everything, so we're going to destroy them. Well, Tyler makes a break for it. He gets a hold of an alien spacesuit full of atomic transistors, and all of a sudden he has powers. In this book, I didn't have a chance to go look elsewhere, but we have no idea what his powers are. But he has tremendous powers, so just bookmark that. So then he becomes the Phoenix. So few interesting things about the Phoenix about the comic. One is it's kind of known as a depressing comic. Even the hero says, I guess I always knew mankind would manage to destroy itself one day, and the planet is doomed. I share the grim responsibility. And then he takes his powers and carves a mountain into a giant gravestone that says R.I.P. Planet Earth 1977. So I guess he doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself.
This is very Douglas Adams-esque.
Yeah.
Okay, so to start out depressed, and then in issue 2, he's kind of portrayed as a Messiah-like figure. So he's got, describes himself as a man that's going to lead everybody from evil to show them the path to salvation. Apparently one scene has the sun shining, and he's got this halo look around his head. And he says, as did I, so will man rise from the ashes of hatred and prejudice, for I am Phoenix. And then fights one of these DI guys who calls himself Satan.
DIY.
And this is the best part. He parts the waters of the Hudson River. So we know he has that power.
Okay.
He can carve mountains and he can part waters. So you got that in the second issue, and then they don't say anything about the third issue. In the fourth issue, another race of aliens come along and kick out the Dei, and they call themselves the protectors of the universe, and they get rid of the Dei and give him a new set of clothes, new powers, and now he's known as Phoenix the Protector. So they give him, they come back and they say, by the way, you're the Guardian, but if you mess up, if you show hatred, bigotry, greed, or any other human plagues, mankind will be doomed. Well, as it happened, Atlas Comics was doomed.
Yes.
And they folded after the fourth issue, so we don't know what happened to Earth.
Almost a Green Lantern ripoff.
I see some of that, yeah.
Kind of a Guardian, Green Lantern, Superman sort of.
But I'm wondering, so was it called Phoenix from the beginning?
Phoenix was, best I could tell, they called him Phoenix like the first couple of issues, and then they changed him to Phoenix the Protector.
Okay.
And that's where it came into. By that time, Marvel had its Phoenix character, and they were trying to avoid copyright issues.
I think it could be redeemable.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because you have a lot of dark, sort of apocalyptic shows that do well. So,
hello, Zack Snyder.
yeah. The Snyder cut of Phoenix the Protector.
Yeah. Well, so
redeemable. Redeemable.
It's redeemable, I think.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what happens next. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost in public domain.
Oh.
I think that should be your next comic.
So how long does that take?
Since I'm going to have a lot of free time after
when this one airs.
That's right,
yeah. So you want to wrap it up?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So this has been Jay's regrettable segment. And I'm starting to regret what I said because I realize the house is not paid for yet. But we'll be back next week. I may have a lot of free time. Oh, okay.
There goes headphones.
Jonah is here. Jonah is speaking to us.
Or not. That's the case, maybe.
We'll be back right after this.
And we're back. 2/3 of us went to go see F1 a few weeks ago. 1/3 of us didn't, so that would make a whole. That would be Jay and I went to go see F1.
Yeah, and I didn't. I'm the whole, I guess.
Yeah.
we're the donut.
You're a hole.
Hey, look out. Sorry, Mrs. Reed and Mrs. Shirley.
Yeah, and whoever else is listening.
Whoever else is offended.
Spoiler free, relatively, but I mean, Jay, you enjoyed F1, didn't you?
It was fabulous.
At one point, I saw Jay lean forward in his seat as we're getting to the climax of the movie. Just what every good director would want would be the,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I read,
and he wasn't getting up to leave.
No,
Okay.
not
That
at that
happened
point.
a few times.
Yeah,
But,
almost 3 hours.
It was a long movie.
It's almost 3 hours.
Yeah, but
Wow.
man, it does not feel like 3 hours at all. It was great. Action from front to back. Joe Krasinski, how do you pronounce the guy who directed Maverick? Directed this.
Yeah.
Joe Krasinski.
Sounds good.
Sure, he directed this piece.
He also did Days of Thunder?
No.
Okay.
No. Jerry Bruckheimer is the producer for all this.
Okay.
Bruckheimer did Top Gun, the original Top Gun. The next
Right.
movie he produced was Days of Thunder.
Uh-huh.
Then he produced Top Gun Maverick. Next movie he produced was F1.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty fascinating. I saw some interviews with Brad Pitt. And just talking about the making of, you'll find this interesting, Jay. So the two leads actually were on real F1 tracks during race action. I mean, not during a race, but they F1 gave them 15 minutes to get in cars in the pack, right?
Wow.
Which was kind of cool. So they're at Silverstone. It's their first race footage. They've got a 15-minute window. The director and Brad Pitt had gone through, okay, here you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I want this kind of expression. Lewis Hamilton, F1 champion, 8-time F1 or 7-time F1 world champion, who's a producer on this, said, this is what you would do here at this point in the track. They have 15 minutes to do this. Pitt goes out. His comms stop working.
Wow.
So he is having to act with no direction while he's driving, and it's loaded up with cameras, the whole kit and caboodle.
Uh-huh.
They actually use that in the movie.
Wow, that's very cool.
It's pretty
That's
cool.
professional.
So, innovative camera systems. It's the cameras are an evolution from the Maverick cameras that are based in some cases on the Sony Rialto and the Sony Venice 2. There's iPhone cameras and some of the foils on the car. So a pretty accurate representation of F1. They embedded this 11th F1 team in the paddock during a few different races over the past year. Well, last year, I guess it was. So it was very, very authentic, but it moved a mile a minute. No pun intended.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I think you would enjoy quite a bit, Art.
It was just a good movie, even if you're not
a
into
racing fan.
racing.
Yeah.
It was still a very good movie, and I've said this to Robbie as we left. Brad Pitt kind of played Brad Pitt, but it was good. It was it fit, and I really like. I'm not against Brad Pitt. He's not. I'm not a.
It sounds like
fan.
you are, Jay. Sounds like you're not a Pitt fan.
Well, I'm kind of.
You're not part of the Pitt
I'm
crew.
leaning. I'm leaning that direction now after this movie. It was very well done.
So Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise had talked about they've been wanting to make a racing movie forever, and they were attached to Ford versus Ferrari, which I have seen that one as well. We're talking about the racing movies we've seen, and I'm woefully, underraced with these two.
I think
That's on my
we
list, but I don't
realized
think I saw
we've
it.
seen more than we thought.
Yeah. So, but wanted to talk a little bit about, give our glowing endorsement for F1, not to really, spoil anything for Art, from a full review, but just talk about history of the racing movies we've seen and the interest you've got. So, the ones I've seen are Ford versus Ferrari, Rush, which is the Niki Lauda. It's about Niki Lauda and his crash. Obviously, F1, Days of Thunder, Ricky Bobby,
Talladega Nights,
and Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run 1 and 2.
Only one.
Yeah.
And I barely remember
Yeah.
it. So what are some of the other race movies you guys have seen?
Well, there's Grand Prix, which I think stars James Garner as a racer. That's a pretty good movie. Also saw, in addition to Ford versus Ferrari, I saw Ferrari, which features a race and racing segments, including the one with the terrible accident that killed 10 people or whatever it was, and that's gruesome. That scene that they've got in there. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else we talked about. Logan Lucky. You and I have seen that, Jay.
Yeah.
That's a funny movie. That's NASCAR Ocean's 11 kind of thing.
Yeah, racing is sort of the as you call that the.
There's also what is it, the Great Race or whatever? That's a little bit like Around the World in 80 Days. It's a funny movie with Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon, and they're racing. And it's
I vaguely remember that.
And then there was that cartoon that kind of was based on it, the Wacky Races. You remember those things?
I remember that. Yeah,
with Mugsley.
Yeah.
And I saw, Pixar Cars and Cars 2. It had kids that age.
I've never seen either one of those.
Those
Cars
very
is
good.
Great. Yeah, I've heard it's really, really good.
Cars 2 is not bad, but
Cars, the original one, is a really good movie.
It really is.
In all the Fast and Furious movies, I haven't seen all of them, but I've
probably seen the first couple, maybe.
I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah.
So
there's Tokyo Drift. Is that a Fast and Furious movie? I think I saw that one. Yeah.
I stayed homesick one day and it was on. It's like,
and I know Paul Newman was an actual, and a lot of these guys were. I think James Garner was too. Actually, did racing. Paul Newman did racing, so I think he may have done and I can't remember what it is.
There's a documentary, "Winning the Racing Life of Paul Newman."
Okay,
I haven't seen it.
I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes, and they're ranked racing movies. Number one is a documentary about Ayrton Senna, who died, who was one of the greatest F1 champions ever. And then number two they've got is Ford versus Ferrari, which
that was a really good movie.
Yeah,
I really liked that.
I can't imagine
Pitt and Cruz.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt said the same thing. He said it ended up being going to the right people.
Yeah.
And that apparently Cruz didn't want to do it because he realized he wasn't going to be driving a lot. He was playing Carroll Shelby.
Yeah,
which Matt Damon played in the movie.
Yeah,
but Christian Bale's great, and it's just a really good movie.
It's a great movie. And then Logan Lucky is number 3.
Really?
F1 the movies number 4. Rush, which we just talked about, with his Hemsworth, Daniel Brawl before he was Duke. What did he play in Marvel?
Yes, Baron Zemo.
Zima. 6 is Cars. 7 is Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Racing Dreams. I've never seen that. 2009. It looks like it's a documentary, maybe.
Is the Phantom Menace in there?
No. 24-Hour War from 2016. I have no idea. So that was part of the Le Mans. That was the 24-Hour War was a documentary about the Ford versus Ferrari event, and then the last race from 2018, which I've never heard of before. So,
and there's supposed to be. I haven't seen it yet, but there's supposed to be a really good documentary on Dale Earnhardt that's out now. Maybe on Netflix. I'm not sure. And then, in my list of racing movies is Speed Racer, and I don't remember if I saw that or not. But
I've watched. I think I made it through the whole thing. It's
was that live action or was that?
It was live action. Well, it features a lot of CGI in it, so it's practically an animated movie as well. But it's based on the Japanese animated. Japanese cartoon,
right?
Yeah,
Speed Racer. I was replying to a text,
but I remember
that was a great movie.
Was it? Do you like it?
I liked it. I've seen parts of it recently, and it's the Brothers Wazowski. It was the first project after Matrix.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Days of Thunder was huge for me because
I remember Days of Thunder. Robert Duvall's in that, Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise.
The Love Bug.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. Yeah.
We didn't even include the Love Bug.
I guess you think of it, the race features very, much a part of it, but yeah.
Le Mans.
Gosh, I watched that. What's one of the first things I watched once Disney started their streaming service? Yeah.
Le Mans from 1971. We talked a little bit about it, the Steve McQueen. That's they actually shot that during Le Mans.
Yeah. So he was another one I think that actually raced, right?
Yeah. I think he did that, then got into racing.
Yeah.
But that has kind of been regarded as the most authentic racing movie maybe until now. So, Turbo. 2013. I have no idea. That was a Ryan Reynolds movie.
Is that a?
It's animated.
Too?
Yeah. Gran Turismo. That's on Netflix.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
Is
who's
that
in
F1?
that?
David Harbour.
Orlando Bloom.
Oh, okay.
And Orlando Bloom.
I've seen that show up in the you might like thing.
Is it F1 related? Or?
No, I don't think it's F1. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look.
So what different types of racing do we have? We have F1, and those are the cars that look like.
So you got NASCAR, you got open wheel Indy, you got rally racing, then you got F1 racing. So NASCAR is stock car racing, where they're supposed to take
a stock car,
and throw it on the track and go.
Yeah.
Then Indy is sometimes regarded as the next step up because it's open wheel like F1. But it's not as widely seen other than the Indy 500.
Yeah.
And then F1 is pretty huge worldwide and has become a lot more popular in the United States thanks to Drive to Survive.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, when I looked at the F1 cars, I mean, they reminded me a lot of the Indy cars. I couldn't tell a whole lot of difference, but I haven't seen an Indy car in a while. So
F1 cars are much bigger.
Are they kind of the same shape, though?
Yeah.
That spaceship almost?
Yeah. And I think the F1 technical regulations are a lot more stringent. There's so much money in F1. I mean, you've got like a budget. I think the cost cap for this last year was $160 million to develop, race, deploy, and race. And that doesn't include your drivers.
Are all these on tracks? I know some of them you race like through towns and stuff.
Some like Monaco is a street course, Vegas is a street course.
And are there various lengths of distances?
Yeah, there's no specified distance, and they don't go nearly as long as
NASCAR
does. And one of the interesting thing to me about the F1 cars is they're hybrids essentially. So you don't refuel at any point.
Really?
You start with a fuel load, and you're recharging your battery to get things going, but there is no refueling at any point.
Wow,
unlike
really?
NASCAR.
I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
No refueling, and they're trying to get carbon neutral. So they're racing with V6s now, turbocharged V6s. I believe they're not V8s. It used to be V8s or V10s. And
now it's V6 or V8 possibly?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no refueling whatsoever. So your load gets lighter the further you go, obviously into the race, and you've got to, that comes into play. I didn't realize until I started watching F1, the configuration of tires makes such a huge difference. Softer tires go faster. Softer compound tires go faster, but don't last as long. Hard compound tires last way longer, but you can't get to maximum speeds. So usually you have 3 tires available in F1. You got Pirelli's the tire manufacturer, and there's six tires in the Pirelli range, plus the inners, which are for rain. So you've got from slick, soft, all the way to a firmer tire. They will select 3 tires for the weekend. So it goes C1 to C6. So you might have C1, C2, C3. C1 being the softest, C3 being the hardest, or you may go C2 to C5 for the weekend. You're given a set amount of tires for practice and qualifying in the race. So you could use a pair of tires for qualifying, but you've run 3 or 4 laps off of it for qualifying, and so you don't have as long to go on in the race.
Yeah, they made a big deal of that with the strategy of how in the team that Brad Pitt was on purposefully didn't try to qualify so high so that they could save a set of tires for the race, and in this case it saved them.
Yeah. So you want your fastest tires possible, but when rain comes in, you've got to judge when to come in for a pit stop, because a pit stop, it's about a 26-second differential in F1 for a pit stop. That's, you come into pit lane, you have to decelerate. It's usually a 2 to 3 second tire change for all 4 tires.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
I've seen a 1.8 second pit stop.
Gosh.
And then you've got, 15 seconds to get out. You can only go 60% of maximum velocity in pit lane. And if you go faster than that, you're going to get a time penalty.
Oh, okay.
So then you've got the whole safety car, virtual safety car. It's fascinating. And I learned a bunch of this off Drive to Survive, which is, just an amazing documentary. So, but IndyCar, as I understand, has elements of that, but NASCAR, they'll change tires, but I don't think they've got multiple compounds or anything like that. You know a lot more about NASCAR, Jay.
I've never heard of that. I think they just have a certain amount of tires.
Yeah.
But not different kinds.
And they refuel in NASCAR, too.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a big part of their pit stop.
Yeah. To me, watching a NASCAR pit stop versus an F1 pit stop is crazy, because NASCAR, they just kind of pull over to the side and they do all their thing and then they zoom out. F1, you come into the paddock, you whip into where your garage is, where you've got your full crew, and it's 2 seconds and you're out. So.
Yeah, well, NASCAR does something similar to that. They have a pit row, and they have it's off the track, and they have their certain spot, and there's a lot of competition there. If somebody pulls out as you're trying to pull in and all that kind of stuff, I mean, that can get tricky. But NASCAR, to me, I mean, that's what I didn't grow up on it, but when I moved to North Carolina, it was just you had to declare.
Who's your NASCAR?
At the time, I pulled for
Dale Earnhardt, probably.
No,
everybody else.
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah,
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, he was the new young guy at the time and winning everything, and so I just kind of got on the bandwagon. And it was a cool car. It was a DuPont car. It was colors were amazing, and I've got a bunch of like diecast cars and stuff. I think,
of course, he does.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Batman cars that I can't remember the driver.
Did Batman run in NASCAR? Did Batman, or was that Robin who drove in NASCAR?
I cannot speak to that. But there was a Batman car, and I've got several diecasts of that.
But I disqualified when the pearl necklace broke on the track, and
that was the finish line. The pearl necklace.
As ZZ Top was playing.
But I had some connections to a car owner. He had Robert Yates had the M&M's car and the UPS car, which were big names, and I had a connection to him and got to go tour his facility, and it was just, I mean, it's like you could have eaten off the floor. It was so clean. You didn't feel like you were in a garage at all. And then they took me over to the engine shop, and every component of the engine had a workshop of its own.
Yeah.
You're just like, it's just amazing what they put into this. Buddy of mine was a dry cleaner. He used to dry clean one of the local guys' uniforms, so I got to go to his shop a time or two, and so it was a lot because it was very close. And I've been to several races, and
so in NASCAR, it's a stock car. They're going to take a Ford or Chevy engine and derive themselves, right?
That's what they say, but I don't know how that plays out in real life, now. But yeah, that's the idea.
What's interesting in F1 is not everybody manufactures their own engine. There are several cars that are. Mercedes obviously has their own engine and chassis. Then some folks will buy the power unit from Mercedes and drop in their own chassis. Red Bull was a Honda customer for years and is now moving to Ford, maybe. Ford's going to manufacture their power unit.
There's some Red Bull news today. Did you see that?
No.
I don't know these names. I'll tell you the reason I saw it. The guy who was like CEO of Red Bull was let go today. A guy named Horner.
Christian Horner was fired?
Yeah, he's married to the Spice Girl, Jerry Hollowell.
Crap. Oh,
yeah,
man.
They let him go.
They gave him wings.
They said nice things about him, but there was apparently some trouble that he got into that he was cleared of, but somehow still let go.
Did he make some humorous comments on a podcast, perhaps?
It was nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
No.
Nothing nearly that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
I thought about making that my Geek of the Week.
Well, you should have. We'd still be here exclaiming about it.
Yeah. So
wow. Okay. We got to wrap this up because I've got to read.
You got to read.
So yeah. Yep. So Horner was embroiled in some controversies, like you just said. He was cleared of it, but it's lingered. Max Verstappen, the star of that team, 4-time world champion. His dad has not been happy with Christian Horner there. There's been talk of Max going to Mercedes. I think this is probably I think Red Bull is trying to clean up the mess to keep Max Verstappen. Otherwise, he's going to Mercedes next year. So it's turning into a racing podcast. So anyway, F1 is great. Days of Thunder was awesome. That's all you need to know?
There was one other one we had.
Another movie?
Yeah. Anyway, we're good.
Cars.
We good.
And Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Art's about to go to sleep, or he's plotting how he can grab this SD card and erase just parts of it before he gets
let
it
it roll.
Let it roll. Just like every other old man, he doesn't really care anymore.
Get off my lawn.
All right, that does it for us. Maybe more so for others than some. We'll see you next time.